Hello Internet, this is JonTaun with Total Brohammer coming at you with another Total War Warhammer 2 1v1 replay. So today I will be taking the High Elves against my opponent, Spaniard over here, as the Lizardmen. Now Spaniard is a really good player. I fought him a lot in Total War Warhammer 2, and this is going to be a really fun match. Really enjoy playing against someone that I consider about equal skill. Probably better than me, honestly. But yeah, so he brought the Lizardmen. And since I was fighting the Lizardmen, I found that archers aren't great against them, because everything they have is either shielded to medium armor, or shielded with heavy armor, or just heavy armor. The archers aren't great against the large generals that just, look at this, 140 armor, 140, Kroq Gar's got 100, yeah, so I didn't bring any archers. So what I got here is 3 spearmen, intermixed with 4 light lines of trace, 2 Phoenix Guard, a noble on horseback, none of his abilities. I got Techless on horseback, and he's got Nest of Amatok and Fielding Foe and Regrowth, as well as his items. The let's see here, the Potion of Troy to heal him, and Kane's Ring of Fury, which gives him Fiery Convocation spell. So I also got a Great Eagle and a Phoenix, Flamespire Phoenix. So the Great Eagle, Flamespire Phoenix, Noble, and Techless are all going to work in conjunction to bring down large units. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to net one of the large units, I'm going to Fielding Foe them, and then I'm going to get all 3 of these units on them and just try to burst them down really quick. So we'll see how that goes for me. For my opponent here, we've got 2 Skink Cohorts on this flank, 2 on this flank, Kroq Gar's up here. He's got 2 Bastildon with Revivification Crystals and 2 Bastildon with Solar Engine. So Bastildon with Solar Engine are really good against the High Elf Phoenix Guard. Just poking them down over the course of a battle. They do magic damage, so they get through the 30% physical damage resistance of the Phoenix Guard. Along with those, he has 1 Temple Guard and it looks like 3 Source Warriors with shields. Probably expecting some Archer Fire. So he also got a Skink Priest of Heaven with, it looks like, is that Harmonic Convergence? Let's try to get it here. Man, I really wish you could click on these guys in replays. So he's got Harmonic Convergence, Curse of the Midnight Wind, and Covenant Castadora, which I like. He can debuff my front line, and he can throw down a Covenant Castadora on a Phoenix Guard, and an overcasted one will just destroy them. So, I'm going to make the first move here. I'm getting all my guys back together over here because the spearmen split off. And I'm going to try to get some bombings off. So I'm just pulling my main army back so I can have time to micro this, because we really got to micro bombings. And you see when the enemies are moving, even when it looks like I get a direct hit, it actually doesn't do that much damage. So he's just going to try to hide in the woods here. And he's just going to try to dodge. But he does lapse in micro for a moment, and I do get a really good bombing run on these guys, and I'm able to use all my bombs. So look at how much damage. These Flamespire Phoenix bombs are so good against slightly armored targets. I don't suggest using them on heavy armored targets unless they're really, really condensed, but against light armored targets like Skinks, they are amazing. So I'm going to be slowly pushing up with my army here. I'm very wary of how much damage these Bastildon with Solar Engines can do to my high value targets, being the Phoenix Guard. But I know if I get into combat as soon as possible, as soon as I get in range, really, I can minimize that. So I'm just going to have this Flamespire Phoenix up here, keeping an eye on Kroq Gar. And yeah, right now we're just advancing. So I'm going to move Techless and the Noble over here with my Eagle into these woods so they don't take any shots from the Bastildon Solar Engine. And I see he's got his line all spread out here in one line. So you know what that means for Techless, guys. That's a Fiery Ring of Kane right there. Kane's Ring of Fury. So I'm going to try to pull that off. So he's just squaring up here. He's going to move his Bastildon with Solar Engines forward, and they are going to start taking shots at my White Lines of Trace, actually. That's not the best target, but for this guy, he's shooting at my Phoenix Guard. So he probably just moved them up, and they did not immediately target the Phoenix Guard. So I'm getting my Phoenix to feign in attacks over here, and the reason I'm doing that is because I have Techless running up, and I'm trying to get a sneaky Kane's Ring of Fury off. And as you can see, I do get it. So let's see this. It decimates these Skinks, but unfortunately I didn't angle it quite right, and it kind of missed. So it did some pretty good damage against these Sphinx, but it was a really some micro-lapse on my part. So look how much damage it did to these Phoenix Guard. I mean, if he pulled these back and kept on skirmishing, he could really get a lot of damage on these guys. And these guys are very, very expensive. Alright, so I see Kroq Guards coming in here, so I'm going to bring Techless, my Eagle, and my Noble, and my Flame Spider Phoenix all over here, as well as these Phoenix Guard. And I'm going to overcast a net right on Kroq Gar before he gets into my back lines. Oh, he just barely makes it. And then, first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to get my Flame Spider Phoenix, my Noble, and my Eagle, all on Kroq Gar, as well as these Phoenix Guards. So I'm just going to try to do as much burst damage as I can. Also, overcast the Infusing Foe on him. So I'm just trying to burst him down real quick, because I know he's got 2 Distilled on Revivification Crystals, and as you can see, he is healing her. With Cold-Blooded, actually, that was a mistake on his part. He should have used a Revivification Crystal. So he's got some skinks back here that I forgot, so I send some White Lines of Trace to deal with those guys, and I'm just going to send these guys to recharge over there. As you can see, I'm just frantically pathing all of these units to have them keep attacking Kroq Gar. His leadership is going down fast, as well as his health. So he's not getting a ton of work done with all this. I mean, he's got Phoenix Guard, White Lines of Trace, and Spearmen all around him, as well as these big 3 units. But look how tanky he is. A lot of other units would already be dead. So he routes off here, and I am frantically trying to get this Eagle out, because I want this Eagle to chase him off the battlefield. Because if he comes back, that'll mean all that was wasted, because then he can just be healed up. So I'm trying to get this Eagle out, but for some reason, these skinks are holding him up. And as you can see, Kroq Gar does come back. Very unfortunate for me. So I'm getting these Phoenix Guard on this Bastillodon with Revivification Crystal and this Bastillodon with Solar Engine. Honestly, I think you should have pulled this Bastillodon with Solar Engine, come around on this flank, and started shooting into my guys. And same thing with these guys. He kind of panicked over here and sent his large units in to help Kroq Gar here. As you can see, Kroq Gar comes back, but I get my Goons Squad right back on him. And I do overcast another Infusing Foe on him. So he's going down really fast again. And this time we're going to try to make sure he cannot come back. So he's going to try to run this way to the safety of his Bastillodons over here. But we got Phoenix Guard over here as well, so not great for him. We're just going to keep on chasing here. Looks like they put Harmonic Convergence on him, which basically negates my Infusing Foe. So he has regular stats. But Kroq Gar's not going to get away here. We just got too much focus on him. He gets his Bastillodons to try to come in and help, but it's too little too late, and you do kill Kroq Gar. So we're just trying to finish off his large units here. They are the main threats here. And I'm just trying to use my Goon Squad to take down one at a time. Because the dinosaurs pulling through your lines is just... If they can pull through your guys and keep on cycle charging, they can do great. Because your Source Warriors last forever, and they're just going to hold the enemy, while these guys can just charge through the lines. Kind of like Chariots, honestly. I've had that used against me in a previous replay we put up, a 2v2 with Sakarma, where he just pushed a big old dinosaur squad through the lines and used a cheap infantry corps to just make sure I could not pin down those dinos. So I definitely think you need the Nest of Am top when fighting large dinos, and I think Infusing Foe is also a very good tool, as well as some single entity units that can do really good single entity damage. So I'm gonna make sure to chase this whole pocket off the field, because he's got a lot of resources routing here, and I gotta make sure they don't come back. I'm gonna throw my Eagle onto this Skink Priest of Heavens. He actually did get a really good Common Castadora off on these Phoenix Guard. As you can see, they're almost dead. But yeah, he's gonna tear her out really quick, so I'm gonna make sure my Phoenix stays on him. I'm gonna go route these guys off over here, because I wanna win by army losses here. So I'm feeling pretty good about this, but honestly, it's not that far off. If I make sure none of these guys come back, basically I have the victory here. So look at these Phoenix Guard. 28 of them, they're fighting a bunch of Skinks and the Bastillodons with Revivification Creatures. They're just lasting forever. I casted an Enfeebling Foe on this guy, so that we can hopefully take down that Professor, and he looks like he uses a Revivification Crystal on himself. So these Temple Guard came back and they're chasing away my Spearman. He really needs to get those back into this fight. They'd be pretty good against the Phoenix Guard over here. And we are just making sure to get all of these guys off the field, because we cannot let them come back. And looks like these guys over here shattered, and I think that's going to be pretty much it for this battle. Looks like all these guys are about to shatter here. So my Phoenix Guard are just finishing these guys, and I'm going to send Techless in here to do a rear charge, trying to break these guys' morale, and just get them off the field there. Okay, there goes the Shatter. And that's going to be all for this one, guys. So, a very good game to my opponent, Spaniard. I always love playing him. Let's look at the breakdown here. So, Techless didn't get a lot of kills, as usual. I mean, you can get him a lot of kills if you get a good Kane's Ring of Fury off, but mine wasn't that great, honestly. Did a lot of HP damage to those skinks, but those are 300 value units, so they're just meant to be fodder anyway. Probably should have more targeted the Temple Guard and the Saurus Warriors with shields, though they are more spread out. So my Spearmen did good at holding, same thing with my Wild Islands of Trace. They honestly don't trade that well with all these units, considering their price. These guys fought 2 skink units, so they did great, but the rest of them were fighting Saurus Warriors. Maybe it's because the dinos were throwing them around, but I don't regret bringing them. I mean, they held for a really long time, and they do a lot of HP damage if they don't get a lot of kills themselves. So the Phoenix Guard are always a must bring against the Lizardmen. I'm really liking the Goon squad here. Got a guy on the ground with armor piercing and anti-large. Got 2 guys in the air, one with armor piercing and bombs. And the Great Eagle, he doesn't have armor piercing, but he can still put out a lot of damage, especially in conjunction with these guys. And Techless with the nest and enfeebling foe and regrowth, super useful. So I really like this build against the Lizardmen. It really covers up all your bases. And so that's going to be all for this one, guys. This is JonTaun with Total Brohammer signing out.